You are without doubt the worst pirate I've ever heard of.
You have heard of me.
All right. Welcome to the show, everyone. We're back here again with another exciting Nerd Talk stream, but this one is going to be a little rough because everything was so good and it went downhill in the realm of the gaming space as we had to cover many streams full of good news and good stories. Fun for everyone, but then Xbox and PlayStation decided that they were done with the fun and they wanted to just come in and ruin it all. So we're going to talk about all of that tonight. And if we have time, we might even go over some of the fun Marvel game news to kind of cleanse our palate and lift our spirits from the terrible week in gaming. All that and more on another exciting, action-packed stream called Wow Wednesday. Greetings, travelers, whiz kids, and word players. It is Wednesday, which means it is Wow Wednesday once again. I am Wizard of Wordplay, the Wow of Wow Wednesday. Welcome, everyone, to the stream. As I said, a pretty packed gaming show to talk about everything tonight. First and foremost, let's say hello to the chat. We have dropping the links early. We have Series of Bats. Thank you very much. We have Noxy coming in with the first hello. We have Swan dropping the stars in the chat, everyone. We have Zombie Boy with the woo. And we have Liam Hughes saying hello, Liam. Yeah, it was a crazy week for PlayStation, who went quiet for, I think, a total of 4 days in a row of not saying nothing to nobody. No tweets, no nothing. And they had to sit there and endure quote tweets after quote tweets. They had to, they had to have all this people community noting them and saying like, PlayStation is terrible, and they're going back on their word, and there's terrible. It's bad for consumers. It's bad for the indie companies. It's bad for everyone. Now, what could be what PlayStation did that was so egregious? We'll find out later in the show. But first, I got to talk about my week. Now, I am a busy man, and I do not have time to play many games as I have before. But very recently, after all this GTA 6 news, I decided to go back to when I was less busy, when I had all the time in the world, and that was the magnificent year of 2014, when I didn't have to do nothing but go to school, and back then I used to put a whole lot of hours into Grand Theft Auto 5, but after a certain while I stopped playing Grand Theft Auto 5 because I put away my 360 and I never got the PlayStation 4 upgrade because I was like, I don't care enough for it. I don't need to play online. None of that interests me anymore, and so because I couldn't play cross-play with my Xbox friend, I'm pretty sure. But regardless, I really wanted to get into GTA 5 again after all this GTA 6 news. I was like, that'll be coming out here in a very few short months. And I figure by the time that I get through it all, I only have a little bit of time before Wolverine comes out, and then Wolverine will be out, and then more stuff will come out, so on and so forth. Baki's here. Hello, Baki. So going back into GTA 5, and let me tell you, it is fun to play that game again and to kind of put yourself back into Los Santos. But I never realized just how aged that game is. And I don't mean in terms of graphics or gameplay, although there are moments where you're like, you can kind of see where this was made for the Xbox 360. But there's moments of like the humor that Rockstar is known for, where they try to inject their satire and everything into it. So they have that kind of stuff, and you realize like, man, like some of the stuff is true, like with their Mark Zuckerberg like character selling private data. That's true. That happened. That makes sense. And just the overall, like, people care about the iPhone a lot and they care about Facebook a lot, so let's make fun of that. But then reality TV shows aren't as big as they were back in 2014. And even then, I think they were kind of dead. So, but they only had so much time to make fun of it. So, they had to put it out. And, there's a couple of things where it's like, man, this just does not fit anymore. So that makes me wonder how GTA 6 will address it, right, with their stuff, how they'll address it. like, are we gonna have Chat GPT? Are we gonna have we had GTA 5 was able to predict the Trump and Hillary election in 2016, 2 years before it happened, with their governor elections they have, where they have like a stuck up liberal woman and a former actor, like, gonna be tough and brutal and mean and a jerk, right? So what you do is you have Jock Cranley's name, you have him be the president, I suppose, is what they'll probably do if they want to make fun of that. But I don't know how far they're willing to take everything, but it does. Are we gonna have a COVID mention of some kind? They're gonna have to, they're gonna have to mention AI, they're gonna have to mention COVID, they're gonna have to mention a lot of stuff. So it'll be interesting. And I do wonder how GTA 5 Online will be mentioned as well. Victor the Lore Seeker's here. Hello, Victor. GTA 5 Online has like crazy shit, flying cars and death lasers from above, and technically it's all canon, so I wonder what's going to happen there, if they'll address it at all. And I hope to God that GTA 6 Online is not like a hellscape like all the other ones are going to be. PlayStation is dead, says Victor. There's something. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you. I saw this news and I was like, I was questioning whether or not I'll buy the PlayStation 6, and we will get to all that. So, and then even GTA 6 is like, if that's the last video game that we get, it's fitting, but we don't, God of War Laufey should be coming out in this generation. And stick with the PS5. Victor says exactly. Like, I don't feel the need so far to upgrade, and who knows what'll happen. GTA 6 might no longer have discs, PS6 might no longer have discs, but the PS7 might. Who knows? But this is bleak. That's what the thumbnail says, right? It's bleak. It's not peak. It's bleak, and it's a sad time. We have between PlayStation and Xbox shit in the bed. It almost makes a man want to go to the Switch. And if it wasn't for the fact that PlayStation has some good ass exclusives, then it's like, well, okay, I might go to the Switch. I'll be honest with you, but with just with time slipping away from me, it's who knows. Like I'll probably just end up riding the PS5 out for as long as I can, and then we'll see what happens. But they're not doing discs completely. Like they're even, the factories have been closed down and will be pivoted. However, I don't know. I feel like there's always hope. I feel like the government steps in somehow, even if I will accept a discless future under the caveats of the prices have to be significantly cheap. That's something that Nintendo does. Nintendo digital versions, I think, are like $10 to $20 cheaper because it doesn't cost them with disc production. Of course, PlayStation don't give a shit. They're going to raise the price of the games, but still they're going to raise the price of the games, but still have the without the discs. So it's like, well, what's the point? You're not saving any money. It's stupid. And what about all the people that don't have like secure connections all the time, right? You got to download the games, and the idea of licenses is like, yeah, you're just buying the license though, and it can be revoked at any time. Do you get a refund from that? In most cases, not. And that's why the Stop Killing Games initiative was a thing, because they're like, motherfucker, we pay money for this. Don't take it away. That's bullshit. So, there's that. And there's just a lot to it, and we'll get to all of it. But yeah, besides playing GTA 5, playing Rivals as always, as it is my number one like just live service game, because you only really you need a max, or you can only really have a max of one in your life, and that's my go-to. And working on the comic, and we did hit a bit of a snag in the comic department. But it's all mountains that we will overcome, because I'm just really excited to work on it and to put out what I've been working on. and we're pretty close. We're pretty close. Definitely, I've always said the summer, but that's because it's technically like the fall, I guess. But so I'll say this fall, you'll be able to see what I've been working on, and you'll know what's coming, when it's coming, what's included, everything. And yeah, I'm really, really excited for that. And if you would like, Zombie Boy says, nice. Thank you, Zombie Boy. If you would like to contribute to the comic production in any way, the Ko-fi link is here. Any amount goes into the pool, and the pool is used to fund expenses, big or small. We received a tip last week from the amazing Summer Swan, who gave a nice amount that was able to fund a part of the comic that will be there for all time. So, you know, any bit helps. It goes into the pile, but more so, large amounts are also appreciated, as I'll be able to get things faster and in better times. And even larger amounts will unlock bonuses like better art. So not necessarily that, you know, the whole book will be better artists, but, you know, assets that can be used for t-shirts or whoever, you know, be able to commission artists or whatever it is. But regardless, like I said, any amount given goes into the pile anyway. So it's all appreciated. And I will continue to chug along with this work. I'm about halfway done with work that, let's be honest, for the, like, Zombie Boy's work ethic is incredible. Like, Zombie Boy, your work ethic is crazy. Like, you were able to put out, like, how many pages with just drawing it all yourself, writing and drawing it all yourself? Like, crazy. Me, I struggle to make 4. I've been working on 4 for probably like over a year, you know, and until recently I didn't draw every day. That was something that I started recently. I was like, oh, I'll just start drawing every day. 100 pages, Zombie Boy. And like I said, I struggle to do 4, and my work ethic is just bad, but I've been really trying to get better at it. And I just only wish, I think my problem is that I'm just not as good as an artist as I want to be. I can get to a decent, if not passable level after like dedicating time on a drawing. Like, oh yeah, like drawing a picture, you know, and drawing it shitty in red or blue, and then going over it in a new layer with a different color and refining it slowly, piece by piece, and then finally doing the final black inks, quote unquote, on the drawing, right? It takes a while. But if I was able to just come right out and be like, boom, 1 layer of red, 1 layer of black, so we're done by lunch with this page, right? I just can't do that. Who knows? Down the line, maybe learn digital. I do digital. That's what I'm talking about. So when I draw it in a layer of red and then a layer of blue, like, and then I lower the opacity. I used to do pencil and paper, but I found digital to be so much better, as it's between reference photos, the tracing over your previous work with the opacity lowered and the different color and everything. So much nicer. And even like, and not even that, but being able to highlight a part of, like, oh, this head is a little wide, right? Highlight it, shrink just the head, right? Or this arm needs to be moved. It needs to be upturned more. Highlight the arm, pivot it, right? Stuff like that. Great time. But Bent is here. Wizard, what's up? Talking about PlayStation and Xbox's terrible near demise that they are currently headed towards. You know, it's sad. It's gaming is truly over, and we are watching it fail in real time. But anyway, yeah. So that's is my week, and like I said, comic production will continue, and we are closer and closer to the end. Brent says, gasp. Yes, the all digital future is upon us. But Bent, if you want on, I can send you the link to talk about this. You want me to come on? Yeah, if you want to come on, yeah, I'll store you the link. Copy. Nintendo all the way down. I mean, really, yeah. Like Nintendo's the really the only one that. Nintendo is more consumer friendly. They're the ones that do like their crazy Japanese bullshit where they're like, yeah, let's do this because we're wild and crazy. So let's do something crazy anti-consumer and so on and so forth. So yeah. Back, really discussing the comic thing very, very soon. You will be able to find out more about that. We'll find out more about that, and I'm really excited because I have like plenty of like crazy ideas where I'm like, this is going to be really fun to do, and I'm not going to necessarily, to quote the Ink Spots song from Fallout, I'm not going to I don't want to set the world on fire. I just want to start a flame in your heart. The world might not go crazy, but as long as you go crazy for it, that's what matters to me. We will wait for Babent to join before we fully get into this, but here he goes. Babent, you are here. Are you having technical difficulties at all?
I sure hope not. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Oh, that's perfect. Okay, because the last time Jessica tried having me come on for the State of Play, I think it's like a couple years ago, and Streamlabs was fucking sorry, excuse me, just aiding me bad.
You can fuck. You can say fuck. It's all right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
right.
yeah. Go on. We're not monetized, so what are they gonna do about it?
Fuck.
There you go. So welcome, Fabent.
Thank you. It's been a bit since I've been on here. I listen every once in a while. It's just being on the stream. Like it's been a bit. Happy to be here.
It has been a while. I last time you were here, I like to give every person little special intros, and I remember you taking issue with yours. So I do have another one.
Oh, okay.
So I get back. So I gotta get back in the frame of mind to go. And I am joined, as I am always, by. And then I haven't really said it yet out loud. So it'd be like, he's in a Kenworth pulling logs, a cab over Pete with the reefer on, and a Jimmy hauling hogs. It's Vabent.
That one's actually pretty good. I like that one.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah. So I don't know if you know what that's a reference to, but
no. I just thought it was fitting for my career. I don't know.
Yeah, it is. So it's a reference to the song Convoy by C.W. McCall. I don't know if you've heard that.
No, I haven't heard the song or the artist.
So you should probably listen to it because it's all basically like it's the song Convoy is about a convoy of trucks that like run away from the state troopers or the like the police in like a convoy that reaches like 1,000 trucks as it heads across like the whole country.
Mm-hmm.
But it uses a lot of it uses a lot of CB radio talk.
Oh yeah, I got it. So crazy. I got in on the tail end of everybody dumping CB radios, so I never really got to do the whole, talking with code names and special lingos and all the other stuff. So
Swan says Convoy is a classic. How have you not heard it? It's one of those things, right, where it's like this is all about your thing. How come you don't know about it?
I probably have heard it. The tune's not kicking off. It's not clicking in my head.
Yeah, it's like we got a great big convoy rocking through the night. Like that.
Oh, that I heard. Yeah.
Yeah. So then it's that's the chorus, but then C.W. McCall does like the there was a roadblock up on the Cloverleaf, and then Bears was wall to wall. you know. So yeah, good song. But yeah,
Yeah,
I was listening to that because it's a GTA 5, and I was like, oh, like I got to use that for Vapent when he's on.
See, oh man. So what's been going on? I've been hearing some news from Sony lately. I don't know if that's what you're talking about right now.
Yeah, we will be talking about right now the PlayStation halting all disc production January 2028.
Yeah. Yeah, that's some big news right there.
I mean, it became the talk of the town, you know, like
yeah, a lot so what I've been seeing is a lot of people canceling their PlayStation Plus subscription due to this and one other recent Sony news.
Yeah, I don't have it saved, which upsets me because I thought I did. But yeah, they also are raising the prices of PlayStation Plus subscriptions.
Oh, that wasn't the other bit of news. That was
So what was the other one then?
So the PS3 and PS Vita, the store is finally closing next year. So
which that one isn't to me as big of a deal, if I'm being honest.
Well, that one is kind of a big deal for me because it's not that I have a huge library digitally. It's because there's quite a few purchases I have there, which granted, I know I can still download them once the store closes. I understand that. But there's still that scare that, okay, they're closing the store. Their next step is then to like, okay, you're not going to be able to access the servers at all. So there's that part that I'm worried about. The other part is that there's a bunch of DLCs on the stores.
Yeah.
That like they're going to be gone forever. Yeah. Like you're never going to be able to buy them again. Like, and that's the only way you're able to get them is through the PlayStation Store. So that's another thing I'm worried about, and I'm hoping that when they actually do get around to closing the stores, that they'll that the publishers will put all of the DLCs on sale, like 90% off or something. Because
Zombie Boy says some of these physical games still require an internet connection to play as well.
Oh, that's true. That's true. I actually remember one in particular, Mercenaries 2. Have you ever played that game at all?
No.
Okay. So it's not that it requires an internet connection to play, because you could play it offline. But there's certain things. In order for you to get certain trophies, you have to connect to the EA server in order to get certain trophies in the game.
Yeah.
And EA completely shut that down. Like there's no way to get those trophies now, even though they're not multiplayer. So it's like it's so fucking ridiculous. But yeah, it's basically the same sentiment. You know, it's like, dude, some of these games do require an internet connection. I think Battlefield 3 is one, right? I think that one requires an internet connection in order to play it. I don't know.
Ken Cross is here. Welcome to the stream. Says raid. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for that.
No, so this news here, right? Mm-hmm. I've seen mostly negative mostly negative thoughts on all of this, and it's like, what is like? There's been plenty of blame throws around. Jim is here. Thank you. Yeah, right. Thank you, Jim, for the raid, and welcome all of Jim's people. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you are into talking about nerd news, nerd talk, and nerdstalgia, as I call it, every Wednesday night right here. And if you are into independent comics, don't forget to subscribe, as well as very soon news will be coming out of my personal independent comic that I'm working on. Welcome, nice. Everyone. So a lot of reasons why this is possibly happening. A lot of blame thrown around. Is it the AI? Is it the secondary market? Is it the just corporate greed? You know, and So where do you stand on the?
Well, I'm first and foremost always a physical collector. Like I have, I think I'm now over 1,000 physical copies of video games. Not even counting the PC copies I have, which is now very few because I got rid of a bunch of them. Stupid me. So I've always been that, and the reason why I've been really focusing on that is because like I've lived almost an entire year without the internet. I know what it's like. So seeing something like this, not being able to have your own offline copy of a video game. Granted, there might be some patches, but hopefully it's not necessary to play them. It it can it's leaving a sour taste in a bunch of people's mouths, especially mine. You know,
Yeah,
because
and
yeah,
yeah, there's like I said, people have said, well, the AI has made RAM prices go up, so they they're not making as much money on consoles, so they want to push for digital subscription based, distribution. It's all these problems, and I do know that it's like there have been problems with the RAM and how RAM companies now sell directly to server farms. They don't sell to all this stuff, and if they do sell, the price is higher. All this stuff, but it's really just, I think it's the corporate greed, right? And there's an easy thing that you can point to as to why that's happening, and it's like look at the price on God of War Ragnarok at Walmart, right? Physical copy is $27.
yep.
And then what is it if you go to the PlayStation Store and buy it right now? It's full price at $70.
Yeah.
So all that money that PlayStation can't get. And so yeah, that's what they that's what they want. That's really the reason.
Right. And there is quite a bit of corporate greed. I definitely agree with that. Like we're talking about a console where Sony has complete control of their store. And if it's going to be only their store, what are the chances of them actually putting games on sale? What are the chances of you being able to pick up a copy on the cheap of a game that we're now approaching $80 games,
Yeah.
So,
and if it wasn't for Mario Kart World going as bad as it did, we would be in a world with $100 base price.
Pretty much. Everybody was speculating that GTA 6 was going to be $100.
And it more or less is.
Oh, it is. It is. If you want the complete map, if you want to be able to play it early, if you want, the extra, I don't know if they're adding costumes or something like that, but I just
there'll be more outfits and stuff because they're all basically there's unique stores, and those unique stores have all unique things. So they're all everything in that is unique to the Ultimate Edition, including mods for your vehicles and even story missions. Like there's select stories that are locked behind Ultimate Edition as well. Which is not unique to GTA 6, to be fair, but it does, on top of the fact that there's just straight up no discs in GTA 6 whatsoever. You'll never get a GTA 6 disc in your life, and what people already were expecting to be the $100 thing. Like someone said, an $100 edition of a game used to give you a whole ass statue.
Oh, that's true. Very true.
Like you used to get a lot for $100. Now you're just getting the game. Like you're getting the game and the DLC that used to cost you like maybe 10 to 20 more. So and and just completely locked digital to where you'll be beholden to what these companies are willing to give you for that game.
Right. So and speaking of that whole getting that whole last statue, like there were some publishers that still happen to do that, upwards of $200, where you get all these nice trinkets to put on your shelf and stuff like that. Once these physical editions leave, you're not going to see that anymore. I don't think you will, because there's really no point. So
yeah, like
Go ahead.
Well, like I ordered the Black Flag Resynced physical edition. I always get the physical editions for Assassin's Creed, and it comes with a map of the Caribbean. Like that's something that's so like it's something that they probably would have done in 2014 if they had the means to, because that's such a 2014 thing to do. Because GTA 5 did it, right, and I think Witcher did it, and like so many other games used to be like, yeah, here's the map, right? Like that, isn't that cool? Isn't that nice? Like, but now you don't even get the map. You don't even get the instruction booklet no more. You don't get none of it. You don't even get the game in your physical edition. They are selling physical editions of GTA 6, right? That's just a code on a paper. like what inside the case? Like what am I getting this for?
Right, right. So Draw Zombies here. He says, I think the company should rinse their customers dry. They are so domesticated. They want to boycott anything. They'll still consume. That is also true.
They won't boycott anything. So it's like, like steal all their money and force them to grow some balls, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, we're experiencing that with GTA 6. Like that's what we're seeing. Like,
yeah, we're seeing it with PlayStation, especially.
Oh well, that's the thing. We're yet to see what's going to happen. I mean, obviously, their stock prices risen by 3%, I think it was. But still, all we're seeing are pissed off consumers. We haven't got to that point like where the PS6 releases, probably without a disk drive. Are people going to boycott that? We don't know yet. You know, But GTA 6, even though people are pissed off, extremely pissed off that there is no disc physical copy. There's just a shiny case with a code inside. People are still pre-ordering that, despite them bitching and moaning. So those particular people that are just completely upset about this, like voicing their opinions, yet they still go out and buy it. Yeah, I agree with Draw Zombie. They deserve to be fleeced.
It's a tough slope, because I think what made it worse is everything happening all at once with that. If it was just GTA 6 being like, yeah, we're digital only and our Ultimate Edition's $100, I think that's an easier pill to swallow. Because it's like, yeah, okay, like it sucks that it's not, because GTA has licensing problems, right? Because they license music and everything. So if there ever was a game that was going to like delete itself, that it would be this one, right? It would just be like, oh yeah, like we're going to delete it. That's why I think the Stop Killing Games law needed to be a thing, where to be like, yeah, if you're going to delete a game forever, you have to make it playable in some regard or refund all the money. Because I feel like Rockstar wouldn't refund anyone's money. They just delete it and be like, yeah, thanks for the $100. We'll use it to fund fucking GTA 7, right? So there was that. And then Sony comes out and is like, yeah, we're getting rid of all physical games entirely. Play does have limits after all. And,
it does.
And so it's like, like this is even worse, right? Like, it's like, this is bad, like straight up. And then Xbox comes out and goes, no, hold on. We're not done. We are now just gonna lay off thousands of people and cancel a bunch of games and fuck you. So
yeah, that's the other bit of news that I heard, and it's like, well,
yeah, we'll get to that too.
Yeah, we're talking about. Well, yeah, we'll get to it then. Yeah. And so there's one other thing I wanted to bring up. I don't know if you wanted to read that. I don't know how you work.
I think it goes through a lot of what. Yeah. So this was just the blog where they said it. So their official word was, as consumer preferences and the broader entertainment industry continue to shift away from physical discs to digital, physical game disc production for all new games releasing on PlayStation consoles will be discontinued starting January 2028. Following this date, new games will be available on PlayStation Store and at retailers in digital formats only. This transition has no impact on games that already released or will be releasing prior to January 2028 in disc format. And then they're like, yeah, we have to do that, drive innovation. Okay. So the one important note with this too is January 2028. Do you think that's the PlayStation 6 launch time?
I don't think that's going to be the launch time. I think that would be too early. Usually Sony consoles release in November. So what I can see happening is they'll release the PS6 in November. Oh, geez. When do they usually announce things before an actual release? Is it like 6 months?
Oh, I don't know off the top of my head.
Okay. Well, it's either going to be November of 27 or November of 28. Because that's usually when they do it. So I don't know. I mean, it could be that they're just going to stop manufacturing just a few months into the PS6's lifetime, you know. But they're obviously going to release it without a disc drive. It's quite obvious.
100%.
There's no point. Yeah, they already announced that they're going to stop manufacturing physical games.
Well, and not only that, they've not only announced the stopping of manufacturing, the warehouse or the factory they were using has been completely is working on getting gutted. Like they're not stopping.
I heard about that too.
Is what I heard. Yeah, they're like, they were just like, yeah, we're just gonna do it, and you can just deal with it. Now, I don't know how much it costs to really manufacture a disc, but these game companies will have you believe that they just hemorrhage money by doing it. And I don't know if it's true. I just straight up don't know true. But the problem is, like I said before you came on, that it's PlayStation will do this. They'll cut the digital deluxe, or they'll cut the digital. They'll go strictly digital, but they're not going to slash the price.
No.
They'll keep the same price. And it's like, well, I thought that the price of the disc cost was factored into the price. So why is it still getting more expensive? Like, what do you do? Like, Nintendo does it the other way. Nintendo will have a discount if you buy it digital because it doesn't cost them nothing. So it's just like, why is it going backwards?
Is it? Excuse me. Is it the like Nintendo first party games that are getting discounted? Because I don't think I've ever seen any other titles on the Switch that.
Yeah, I believe it's only first parties. Like the example I saw used was like a Yoshi thing.
Oh, okay. So
it's like I think it's like $10 cheaper for digital.
Right. So I know that when Sony first started doing digital releases, like you would see games that were cheaper on the digital storefront compared to physical copies, and they were, I believe they were $10 cheaper. But I don't know why they did away with that. Now there's rumors going around that if when the PS6 releases and it goes like completely digital, they're gonna go back to making the games cheaper. But I don't think that's gonna happen.
They're not gonna. Yeah, so. I've seen too much of that corporate stuff where once that greed, like, wait a minute, why would we choose to make like $20 to $30 less on each game purchase? We could just get more money. Like, that's the other thing too, is even like they're gonna take the wrong lessons from Valve's Steam Machine thing, and the PS6 is going to be $1,000 if not more.
Most definitely. It's gonna be
so we're gonna end up paying a higher price than the thing with the disc drive is already more expensive than the digital PlayStation 5 was. We're gonna end up paying $1,000 or more for the PS6 that will have no physical ability, which also, barring the whole game things, PlayStations have like a very high 4K like DVD reader player, right? Like, so it's like you can get high quality movies and play it in your PlayStation instead of paying for a different player. It's right there, it'll play it, and so that's gone, and this also just came out too, that it's PlayStation just deleted a bunch of movies too, right? Like shortly before they announced this.
Yeah. So it was oh Jesus Christ. It was a French company that was distributing the movies onto the storefront. The only thing is I don't know if it's worldwide or strictly in France. I forget the name of the company. I was just listening to Colin Moriarty's podcast before getting home, but they were just talking about it too. It's a damn shame that they can actually do something like that. But the thing is, there's a pretty big difference between movies and video games, right? Because movies have a whole different licensing agreement, and it's not through like individual publishers. Like, there's no Konami of movies, there's no Square Enix of movies or anything like that. It's you got the company that makes the movie, and they got the publishing company that goes into like, puts it on the different storefronts. So yeah, it's basically that company, that's a French company, it got rid of like 500 plus movies, removed it from people's libraries. It's crazy.
Yeah, Noxie says I recently had to replace my PS5. I bought a PS5 Pro and it cost me about $1,000. Yeah, I think it's for the Pro. I think it's like up to like 900 or like 800 and something. Like they're high up there now. And
yeah,
it's only getting worse.
Yeah, and mind you, there's no disk drive in it. These PS5 Pros don't have a disk drive. There's no stand, so you're looking at it 1,000 plus.
So here's this was from Insomniac's leaks when everyone hacked their files and stuff. So they were able to see the PlayStation numbers, physical versus digital sales. So God of War Ragnarok had 76% physical sales versus 24% digital, which is actually crazy because I actually bought Ragnarok digital. So that's surprising.
I still haven't bought it.
I think it's free now. So like, if you have the PlayStation Plus,
what?
If you have the PlayStation catalog thing,
I haven't had Plus since 2019, 2020. So
that was
ever since the PS5.
That's an odd time to cancel that. Like, you're like, all right, it's January of like 2020. I want to get outside more and not play so many games. I'm gonna cancel PS Plus.
I upgraded my computer. I spent all that COVID money on upgrading my computer. So I went that route.
So Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga, 63% physical, 37% digital. Again, I bought this digital, so it's getting pretty funny. Astrobot, 55% physical, 45% digital. Marvel's Spider-Man 2, 54% physical, 46% digital. Assassin's Creed Mirage, 49% physical, 51% digital. I bought Mirage, but I bought it physical because, like I said, I bought every Assassin's Creed game physical.
Oh, of course.
That is interesting because we're getting closer and closer to the split. Resident Evil 4 Remake, 45% physical, 55% digital. Hogwarts Legacy, 44% physical, 56% digital. Star Wars Jedi Survivor, 40% physical, 60% digital. So, but if you look at these, like Ragnarok, Spider-Man, Astrobot, these are the PlayStation ones, right? Ragnarok was physical. Spider-Man was physical. Astrobot was physical. But, so obviously, like they're the ones that have to make the other people's games, I assume is how it would work. So, so they're like, whatever. Well, these ones down here, they're more digital, but ours were more, so it's just odd. Like the numbers don't necessarily support their decision, I would say.
Right. Now, so here's what I need to ask, right? This is my first time actually seeing this leak. So this is the Insomniac leak. We're talking about the people that made Ratchet and Clank,
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. Yeah. So a Sony property, right? Like a Sony people. Except it's the developer. It's not Sony itself. Where does Insomniac get the numbers for all the third-party titles? Like, it's understandable for first party. Like, yeah, you could see within your company. It's But the third-party titles, I mean, how does Sony? I mean, not Sony, but how does Insomniac get those numbers?
I have no idea. I assume just Sony tracks everything, but with the physicals, like how would they know what percent? Like, there might be a survey or a knowledge pool, or I don't know.
I mean, I'm not doubting the numbers. I'm not doubting them at all. It's just curiosity peak. That's all it was.
It's just like it is interesting. Of like, how do you measure physical purchases without working through Walmart, Amazon, you know, and like if they know PlayStation, knowing PlayStation stuff makes sense. I suppose if PlayStation makes the discs for PlayStation games, they have a number somewhere of how much they sent somewhere to know, you know, like they know how much is sold versus how much they still haven't sold or whatever. So I guess that's more or less their way to measure it. Because this isn't about like, I assume this isn't counting Xbox and PC, so and Nintendo, you know, so like this isn't counting all that. So this is strictly with PlayStation, I assume. Now, I didn't know that these numbers were in the Insomniac leak, but I just know that everything was leaked, so it makes sense.
But still, this is pretty telling that a pretty good majority of people still buy physical copies. Like, it's not the numbers that Sony reported where they said it was an 80-20 split, where 80% was digital. Like,
I think I could believe that 80-20 split if it was average of like all of their games that were given in the catalog, like downloads, right? Because when you're paying for PlayStation Plus and they have these games, it's like, yeah, I'll add it to the library. You know, that's how I'm playing GTA 5 right now. You know, I owned the copy, but I owned the 360 copy, and I'm not going to play it on the 360. You know, I'm going to do the modern one, right? So I'm going to use the PS Plus version to play it. And so that counts probably as a purchase of GTA 5 on the PlayStation Store, right? Digital. So it could be that.
It very well could be. That's the thing that Sony does actually need to disregard is that anybody that got the game through PlayStation Plus, eliminate those people. Any game that is only on the digital storefront, eliminate that. And then that's how you're going to give us the numbers.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure it's going to be around, say, a 60-40, where 60 is physical.
So not only that, but Sony has allegedly, rumoredly, or whatever, been removing the play times of games for physical discs on the PS5. There's no current hours played, right? Like you would get here, this is a digital game, says played 9 hours, but this physical game does not list your game time. I don't know if this is on purpose, some type of weird malicious, like, well, if it's a digital game, you're getting an extra feature of being able to see your play time or something, but it's something's off about it. And like I said, I don't know if it's intentional or not, but it's very weird, very odd for them. But Sony, really, their big moment of this is a problem, is that everyone has been dogpiling them for the past like 6 days in a row or something. They didn't even tweet for 4 of them. Sony and PlayStation went completely radio silent, to where their tweet about Spider-Man was quote tweeted to hell. And all the replies are like, Sony, you suck. Like, so like, it just could not breathe. And it took them days to finally tweet. People have gone back to a tweet from 2013 where they were making fun of Xbox. Remember how Xbox tried to stop you from sharing your games?
Yep, I remember that clearly.
And PlayStation was, as they were the opponent, right? They had to go like, well, we're gonna show you, right? So they said that PS4 supports used games. Huge applause. PS4 won't impose any new restrictions on your use of PS4 game discs. And look how proud they were to say that, standing up against the old oppressors of Xbox. And so people have now gone back to that tweet and have replied it with just like, and now look what you've become. You know, so
see, I think this is where the internet can come together, hold hands, and give it real good to the man, right?
Series of Bats is here. Hello, Series of Bats says, don't forget to hit that like. That is true. If you have not liked and subscribed at this point in the stream or this point in the video when this is clipped out and uploaded later, do not forget to like and subscribe. Yeah. So just not only that, but Domino's announced that they are moving away from physical pizzas and will be doing digital pizzas only. And you can download their codes for pizzas at any time. And
I will be sure to boycott Domino's too.
Which that's probably a big loss for them.
No, my fat ass, very true.
But no, and so even when Sony did tweet finally again, Domino's was right there to say, like, when's the digital pizzas? But not only that, and I don't have it pulled up here sadly, but PlayStation's tweet where they announced this was like had 11, I think, total now community notes that just are all about how like this is not only is it bad for the consumer and how it's anti-consumer and all this stuff, but think of what got overlooked was the indie game developers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Indie game developers that rely on having physical things, and you know that they probably do get a lot of like digital things, but you know they can reach a wider audience. So there's so many of those quote tweets about it, and PlayStation has even gone as far as to delete the quote tweets, or not the quote tweets, the community notes, but they keep coming back up. Like they're like, no, we don't want these community notes here. It's bullshit. And then they more come, cut off one head and two more take its place. And PlayStation is not being able to outrun this. So I don't know if they'll reverse course. It would be a big deal if they did, but I think that greed will win out in the end, and that they'll say that, well, regardless, we know that our casual people, the people that only buy NBA, Madden, and Call of Duty, they will finance us. They will fund us for years to come in digital purchases only. And
we'll wait for the whales.
Yeah, we'll wait for the whales. So
yeah.
And finally, you could be this guy, and in Columbus, Ohio, trade all his old Xbox 360 collection for over $1,000 in store credit, and left with new PS5 games instead.
God damn. Well, I could have given him 1,001.
Yeah.
Why didn't he come to me?
That's
a GameStop meme right there, right? That is like with new PS5 games. What, like two PS5 games? Well, no, he said $1,000.
Yeah, well, no, because the PS5 has no game. So what did he even walk out with?
Oh, so he left with like, okay, yeah, with like
he left with Astro Boy or Astrobot. He left with Astrobot.
Yeah.
So yeah, Zombie Boy says Sony will just make the disc as glorified key to access the digital game. That's what they did. You have to have the disc to play the game, even though it like requires to be installed and it requires internet to download and all this stuff. It'll be like, even if you have the physical game, it locks you. It's like, no, you don't get the digital copy too, just because you own the disc, And, except for some reason, when I bought Horizon Zero Dawn for the PS4, it came with a code inside that also gave me the game.
Did it?
Yeah. Like I bought it new. I bought like the like, not really, like it was like the complete edition or whatever it was, but it's like, yeah, here's your code for the complete edition, and I upload the code and it was like, yeah, here's the game, and I'm like, okay, and I was able to give the game to like my cousin who just bought their PS4. It's like, oh, here you go, this game's good. And so yeah, it was like just the whole ass game inside the game. Like that's how it should be done.
I'm looking for my copy of Horizon Zero Dawn to see if I missed it. Oh, no code.
No. Well, like I said, it was like the edition after the DLC had come out. So.
Oh, okay. I misheard you.
Yeah, so it was like the complete edition, whatever it was, but it had the special art on it. But yeah, because I had bought it like way later. Yeah, Russian nesting games is bad. Exactly. Like, it's like I want to buy a game and I want to get my game with my game. Get 2 games for the price of 1 game. And it was also like it was on Amazon. It was years after the fact, so I think it was like $15 or something. So it was like $15 for 2 games of the same game. So
there, back in the day, man, I want to say it was when Steam started doing like selling games on a store. This was back in Jesus Christ, 2006, 2007. A lot of like the publishers that brought their games out on PC gave a Steam key along with a physical disc. Like, so you had the physical copy, but you had the discs there just in case you don't have like the really good internet connection to download everything. So you can just install the disc, but you still have to go through like the Steam DRM and all that stuff, which is so fine, I guess.
I bought when I bought my computer games for back, so my current laptop doesn't have a disk drive, but back when I had one that had disk drive, I bought Roller Coaster Tycoon Classic Edition or whatever, like on clearance or whatever, and I also bought Witcher 3 on clearance because I was like, oh, I heard this game's great, and then my laptop probably wouldn't be able to run it at the time, but that came with the digital copies and the discs as well for both of those games.
See, that's where it made sense, but I think a lot of people like it made sense for Steam, right? Because you still have to go through them to like, oh, do you actually own the game and stuff like that? Like, all you had was the installation files, but it still had to connect to Steam in order to make sure that you own it. That was it. I know that Microsoft is trying to, I don't know if there's a patent out already, but they're trying to research on how to be able to use the disc to, like, oh, you actually own a copy. Okay, here's the digital version.
Yeah, I have it here.
Oh, is that your next story?
Yeah, so the next, because then we're moving on from PlayStation, we get to Xbox, and to start with where you just were, Xbox is testing disc to digital feature that digitizes a physical game collection. Works on Xbox One series games, digital entitlement tied to specific disc, and can move from account to account if you swap discs with another person. Discs will work after being digitized, only lose digital entitlement if you sell disc to someone else. So that's their solution.
Yeah. I actually like that idea. I like it. But just as long as, say, you don't have internet connection, you could still use that disc to play the games. If it doesn't require like, a huge download in order to play it, just as long
it'll probably work the same way that it works now, which is like it'll take a one-time install thing, and it'll basically do what it refuses to do now, which is I have the disc, it's not in right now, but I still want to play it.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah. So, but Xbox could not just leave it there. They could not just they didn't get their win over Sony after all, because it came out that Xbox is laying off thousands of employees, 20% of its workforce, as part of a massive company reset. In addition, Xbox is spinning off and or selling 5 of its first-party studios: Arcane Leon, Compulsion Games, Double Fine, Ninja Theory, and Undead Labs.
Give me like 2 minutes. I need to use the big boys room. If you
that's fine.
It
turns out that buying all these companies is in fact bad to do when you don't actually end up making any games. And Xbox should have really saved their money and should have not bought all these companies to get these exclusives and then end up not doing anything. So with the shutting down of Arcane Leon means that the Blade game is possibly canceled. But they'll most likely sell the studio. But last it was reported the Blade game is over budget and its release window slipped from late 2027. So the Blade has been cursed as his movie is still not out, despite them going through massive script changes because apparently a movie and a game where a guy with a sword kills vampires is too hard, apparently, for writers and developers and directors to make, even though it's the simplest premise known to mankind. I mean, God's sakes. I mean, we haven't had a proper vampire game in a while, I feel like, because everything else has been like Euro schlock or that Duskbloods not Duskblood. Well, we'll have Duskbloods. That's Nintendo, from Soft Nintendo. But what was the one, the Redfall, that everyone hated? It was the Left 4 Dead vampire one, but it was buggy. Yeah, Arcane. Yeah, yeah. Was it Arcane Leon that made that Redfall, or was that like one of the other studios?
Redfall.
That
God,
was
I know
the vampire Left 4 Dead. Arcane. That was Arcane Austin. So I think they are. I think they were Dishonored. I think.
Yeah, Arcane Austin. Let me see if I can get more info on them. And I hear Dishonored was such good games. Yeah, they did Dishonored, the more recent Prey, Deathloop.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's how you can tell. That's their downfall.
Yeah. I haven't played Deathloop, but really the problem with those Arcane games is when they. So you haven't played Dishonored, right?
I played a little bit. I wasn't too into it.
So Dishonored's whole gimmick is that it has the chaos system where basically because you are a man that was falsely accused of murder, you can either embrace that and be a bloodthirsty monster man and kill everyone with various fun powers, or be very, very sneaky ninja and don't kill nobody. And so that was the core of those games. Well, then they decided that that was too hard for people to play, so they got rid of the idea of, oh, let's sneak and not kill anyone, to just be like, oh, let's just let you kill people, which is fun in its own way. But that's what Prey was like. There's no people at all. It's all alien monsters and shit. But that's what Deathloop was. Where Deathloop was like, yeah, you can sneak around, but you're here to kill people, and you don't have to worry about us punishing you, because killing people in Dishonored makes the game harder, and it makes the world worse. Like you're actively are like, the world turns to shit because you're a piece of shit for killing people, basically. So it was one of the things that like Arcane kind of lost their own charm, basically. But yeah, Arcane Leon was who's making the Blade game, which has appeared to be canceled, as the studio has been shut down according to the layoffs, and will now possibly no longer happen unless they are sold to somebody else or go independent. But who knows what that means for the Marvel license, regardless of the fact that they've been trying to make this game for years and trying to do anything with Blade, who is the very easy person to do stuff with, but can't happen. At least Marvel Tokon and Marvel Rivals will have Blade in it, so that is something.
Where's High Moon Studios when you need them, right? The guys that made the first Wolverine, like the PS3 360 version, and Deadpool, because Deadpool was a hit.
Yeah, so that was I don't know about the High Moon Studios, but it's probably they are owned by Microsoft, probably, because they worked with, because those games were like Activision and Ravensoft too, because all the Marvel tie-in were, and Activision and Ravensoft are owned by Xbox. They're in the Call of Duty mines, as it's called, where they're forced to work on only Call of Duty now.
Well, there you go. Like, get that old crew back together and have them do the Blade game. I think they would have done wonders with that.
Yeah, I mean, most of them probably are all retired now and no longer working on games, but it's just, you know,
don't come on, don't want to let my dreams die like that. Get them out of
yeah.
retirement.
I do got to go back to that X-Men Origins game before the new Wolverine comes out.
Oh, geez, I know.
Yeah, because I will dust off the 360. I have that bad boy on the physical game, physical disc.
There you go. There you go.
Can't get that Deadpool game though. That Deadpool game physical disc is like $500.
Oh no! You know what? I did find a copy. I didn't buy it, but I know where to get it. And the guy's willing to sell it to me for like, I think he said $38.
I had someone that was willing to give it to me for free, but I didn't take up the offer.
Oh, wizard! Well, hit him up again.
I don't think they're not in the same country that they were before, so they would not be able to do that.
Oh, that sucks.
You know them well. Well, not well, but you know them.
Yeah. I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. But yeah. So the Xbox is now. Then it comes out that well, first of all, with Double Fine, they did say that they are moving to be an independent studio. They were the people that made Psychonauts, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So
Psychonauts. They did some adventure games, some like LucasArts adventure games back in the day.
Yeah. So they will be going independent, which is good. They managed to survive. id Software also reportedly got 50% of the team laid off.
This is the most damning news right here.
And Doom the Dark Ages launches. The Doom the Dark Ages DLC came out today.
Did you buy it?
No, I've yet to get Dark Ages regular. I've not played Eternal yet either. I've only played 2016.
Yeah, same here. I haven't touched Eternal or Dark Ages, but I mean, a lot of people say Dark Ages is good, which is, and it sold pretty well, which is surprising to me that Microsoft would lay off half of its crew.
Yeah,
like
they make good games. Like all their games, I think, have been successful. They only make Doom. It's not like you got them working on like 5 things at once.
Right. That's true. They're not doing a whole lot. I know that. Who was the original creator? Something is it Romano?
John Romero.
John Romero. He spoke up a bit on this, and he says it's completely retarded that they would do this. Like if you got a good crew that knows what they're doing with Doom, keep them.
Yeah, like and like I said, I don't know how badly Xbox is bleeding money for them to have this problem, especially after just getting their new CEO and everything. And they're like, oh, we're turning the course and everything, but it's like, oh, we're gonna just cancel we're gonna lay off everybody, we're gonna cancel all these games, we're gonna who knows what. 50% of the team at id Software. That's crazy. Unless there was like people standing around just shooting the shit, not working. I mean, like that's a big hit for any game development team. Like
it is. So this makes me wonder what is Microsoft's why would they do something like that? Like if we're talking about they hit record profits, we're like I don't know the exact number, but I know it's record profits. Their games from Bethesda is selling fairly well. I mean, except for Starfield. Yeah. I hear Starfield is doing shit. But as far as everything else, like Elder Scrolls 4, like the remaster of that, sold pretty fucking good. So what's their idea here? Like, why get rid of all your fucking, like, not all of them, but, most of your employees.
Yeah, and like I said, like money. for the studios that have been working on games for years, I understand, like Arcane Leon and everything like that. Like it's like, okay, like that maybe you thinking that wasn't gonna sell well. Marvel games have had problems. We've talked about it for the longest time where after the Avengers game came out, literally it was so bad that it hurt the sales of every Marvel game that came after it. hurt the development of all of it. Made Midnight Suns tank, made Guardians tank. Good games, but they could not get out of that Avengers shadow. Made them rush out Spider-Man 2, which caused the game to be basically unfinished at launch, and then Insomniac got hacked, so they couldn't finish it, and they moved on to Wolverine. You know, so it's like, and so it was like, okay, it makes sense. You know, we don't want to do Blade because Blade might not sell too well, but Doom: The Dark Ages, man, like that's so weird. Like Doom always sells, I feel like. So
it always did.
Liam asked, is Microsoft good? Yes or no? I mean, like, I've been a Microsoft guy. I mean, I of the PS3 360 era, I was a 360 kid. You know, that's what I had. And then the PS4 came out, and I went over there. I jumped the ship, you know. And now it's like, do I be a Sony pony or an Xbox? I don't know what Xbox people are called, but I don't know. What I want more than anything, Vabent, is I want a good damn gaming PC, and I just want to switch to that. I just want to emulate old games now. I don't care about it anymore.
Oh man, I could show you the way. But unless the only way you're going to be able to is if you got $3,000, 3,000 bones to slap down on it.
I gotta. That's my next purchase after I spend $3,000 on the other thing I'm saving up for. So, but after that, I hope to get besides, well, maybe like comic money might end up taking a lot of the stuff, but Cynic is here, so physical will never die. I mean, at least as far as Xbox is concerned, but who knows? I mean, you think Xbox is like hiding? Like they're like silently going to be like, by the way, we are also no longer making physical games. Okay, goodbye. And then they like run away.
Well, Microsoft hasn't said anything about them getting rid of physicals. There's been little hints here or there that you know they kind of want to. You know, bringing up Doom: The Dark Ages, which was a pretty good hint when I don't know if it was the PS4 version or the Xbox version, where it was literally a text file. Well, not a text file, but it's like a 1 kilobyte file, and all it did was ping the server like, "Hey, download this game." That was all that was on the disc. So it's like there's little hints here or there that they want to kind of shy away from physical copies, but they haven't made any huge announcements. You know, it's nothing big like Sony has.
Yeah, the real sign of the times and the real like, okay, the gaming is dead is when Nintendo goes all digital. That's when you know, because they love their cartridges, man, and they if they get rid of those, then it's over.
Yeah, if I was a betting man, I put my money on Nintendo next.
Nintendo before Microsoft, or
yes, yeah, before Microsoft.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because of their game key cards.
Yeah. And yeah, Nintendo, like I said, they have weird greed sometimes too, where they're just randomly going to be all like, "Yeah, let's just do this," where you can't share your games anymore. Like, what? How'd you do that? Who cares? What are you going to do? Not buy Nintendo consoles, jackass? You know, it's like, all right, fine. Mm-hmm. You know, if you're a Nintendo guy, you're in there. You know, so like,
so I had to look it up because I needed to get like just the numbers on the whole Microsoft thing. So in their fiscal year of 2026, which was within 9 months, their net profit was $98 billion. Quarter 3 alone was $32 billion. And they have updates on the amount of employees that they're laying off, and it's now 4,800. This is as of July 6th. So record profits, and they're still laying off a bunch of employees.
That's always how it goes. Even like as a former wrestling fan, WWE does the same thing. They will always cut talent, especially if they were just on TV, after reporting that they have made even more money this year than they did last year. You know, it's always just it's awful. It's just like it's so gross. Baki says Xbox needs to do better with physical media, especially with the price, as in lower that thing. I mean, if it wasn't for these layoffs, Xbox could be positioned to swoop in and blow the minds and win some customers. But I saw more people buying Switch consoles on Twitter. than anything. They're like, I've canceled PlayStation Plus and I'm buying a Switch. Fuck it. You know, but this would be the time for Xbox to capitalize, but then they had to go and do all this. Like, imagine the world of like, we made a bunch more money. We don't have to, like, some guys in the boardroom, he's sweating. It's like, oh my God, we have to cut 4,000 people, almost 5,000 people from our workforce. And then it's like, the intern rushes in, sir, you're going to want to see this. And then, like, everyone rushes into the room with the big PlayStation logo on the screen. And then it's like, my God, the company is saved. But it didn't happen.
You know what though? I mean, kind of thinking about it, there is a way for Nintendo to come out on top, like because they got the bad news. There's the bad news from Microsoft, bad news from Sony. All right, all Nintendo has to do is come out and say, "Yeah, we're getting rid of game key cards." The next batch of games coming out fiscal year of 2027, it's going to be all on the cartridge. Do that, and I will go out that same day and buy a Switch 2.
I mean, especially with the way the Switch 2 is like runs everything just as good. The only thing you miss is PlayStation exclusives. That's it.
Yeah.
And if you're not like super into them, then that's no skin off your ass, right? It's just like, yeah, I'll just get Nintendo shit. Same third party stuff goes to it, runs perfectly fine, looks perfectly fine. I'm good with it, you know, and I'll just play some Zelda, Mario. Fuck you, you know, like. But Xbox also in their office had a little box on the wall of event, and it was marked in case of emergency, break glass. And that in case of emergency was Obsidian has been cast to work on a new Fallout with Josh Sawyer of Fallout New Vegas helming it.
All right. We're bringing back New Vegas. Woo!
We're bringing back New Vegas. So this did mean that the Avowed sequel was canceled, but I don't know anyone who played Avowed and was like, yeah, fucking Avowed, man. That's the shit.
This game.
Because the thing that hurt Avowed, I think, was Obsidian Remastered coming out. Because it was literally like it was a Obsidian's answer to Skyrim. Or Oblivion remaster, I meant. Obsidian's remaster to Skyrim, and Obsidian's answer to Skyrim after making Outer Worlds, right? And then so it's like, oh, we did a Fallout game, now we're doing Elder Scrolls. And then Oblivion Remastered came out, and it was like, well, I'm not gonna play fucking Avowed, I'm gonna play fucking Oblivion. It's actually Elder Scrolls, you know, and
yeah, pretty much.
So now it's like, well, all that stuff you did with Outer Worlds 1 and 2, now make Fallout New Vegas. Make a new Fallout New Vegas and make us a bunch of money and win us some good PR and do it, Sawyer, do it, damn it.
Well, he did such a good job with New Vegas. I mean, it makes a lot of sense. Is Josh Sawyer, like, he's still with Obsidian, right? They didn't just like bring him back from retirement or anything like that. Or
I'm not sure if design director at Obsidian, Pillars of Eternity 1, 2, 5. That's just what his Twitter bio says.
Okay, then I'm thinking of somebody else. Maybe it was Chris Avalon. I was thinking.
I think it's Chris Avalon. Yeah, he was the one. I think he did Outer Worlds.
Chris Avalon? No, I know he helped with New Vegas. He was there for New Vegas. He was there for Knights of the Old Republic.
Yeah, he did something. Jedi Fallen Order. Dying Light.
Yeah.
I know he was doing stuff.
Right. Well, either way, I mean, they brought back somebody that knows Fallout pretty well to do this. Yeah. So
2015 is when he left.
Okay, Chris Avalon left.
Yeah.
Or Josh Sawyer. Okay.
Chris Avalon left in 2015.
Okay, that makes sense. All right, so yeah, this is I honestly can't wait. It's something that's not Fallout 76.
I liked Fallout 76. I will say, but Bethesda's take on Fallout is a completely different animal than Obsidian's. You know, at the end of the day,
That's true. That's true.
And getting Josh Sawyer is good. If this was just Obsidian, if they're like, yeah, Obsidian's working on a new Fallout, then it's like, well, that's not the same thing as the people who worked on Fallout New Vegas. Like that happens, right? It's like, oh yeah, the original company is making a new one. Well, yeah, but are the original devs there? No, well, they all left. Well, then it's nothing. Like you're not giving me anything. This could be made by anybody.
Well, I mean, sure. I guess I could see that kind of point. But this is the director. This is the guy that's like,
yeah, I know. That's why I'm like, this is good. Like this is
Yeah.
this is a good.
Oh, okay.
This is the good.
Okay.
This is the good version. You got the guy who worked on the original, or worked on the best game to make a new one. This isn't no kind of confirmation. This is New Vegas. It's just that Obsidian's working on a Fallout. I hope that I mean, if anything, it would just mean that they're gonna stick to the West Coast, because that was the rules. Was that Bethesda works on the East Coast and that Obsidian works on the West Coast, and then they just never got to complete that because if you believe what was said, Bethesda screwed over Obsidian hard on New Vegas.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh, like there's stuff like if they didn't get, I think it was an 86 or higher on Metacritic, they wouldn't get bonuses. So Bethesda did something to make it where they only got an 85 or something. Like there's some crazy shit.
Oh, you mean like they manipulated the reviews?
I don't know if they manipulated reviews or did something, but like they also like apparently like New Vegas was buggy because they like forced them to like do it, like crunched them. There's some crazy stuff. I don't know how much of it's true. Let me see if I can find
okay, so as far as the bonuses go, like that's a typical thing in the gaming industry. But to go out and like rush them to put it out, like no QA testing or any of that kind of stuff, that's the shady shit right there.
So this was the theory. Bethesda and Obsidian Entertainment stems from the development of Fallout New Vegas. Many fans believe Bethesda intentionally set Obsidian up to fail by imposing a short 18-month timeline and withholding royalties over an 85 Metacritic score threshold. So it was royalties. They weren't allowed to get royalties if they didn't get over 85.
And
then they're like, they say like, oh, it's not, it's just a theory, and that it's a lot of it was. Some people say that Obsidian was just terribly handled in their own way. And it was like, yeah, that was just like they kind of suck like in their own of like time management. They have like very bad time management stuff, but yeah, that's why it was buggy. And yeah, so I do remember the Metacritic thing. The infamous 84 score, just 1 point shy of 85, needed for a bonus, was a standard performance incentive negotiated into Obsidian Entertainment's contract, not a malicious trap. Obsidian leadership agreed to these terms. But I hear this pointed a lot, where it was like you can only get if you get 85%, and then they got 84, and then they go, oh, you don't get it, But
see, that's completely ridiculous. Like to withhold royalties like that. I could have sworn that like I'm pretty sure Obsidian would have had a pretty fair lawsuit against Bethesda if they were pulling something like that, because the royalty should be like, okay, that's your payment for making the game, and whatever, however many copies sells, that's your extra. That's it. The bonuses are usually what's tied into the Metacritic score.
And bonuses at least, like, oh, your game did amazing and we made a bunch of money because of it. Here's extra money because you did so great.
Exactly.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So,
but to be like, you ain't making no money on this game unless it gets to 85, and then it got 84, so you get nothing.
Oh, that should have been lawsuit material right there.
I assume then it was probably just either standard practice for their company or something, and they just were like, well, that sucks,
Yeah.
But at the same time, like I said, then they assumed that Bethesda crunched them on a bunch of work, and so it was buggy when it launched. Buggy when it launched equals bad review, meaning that they intentionally, quote unquote, tanked the Metacritic so they didn't have to pay them.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So that was where it comes into. A lot of that does come from the fact that people love Fallout New Vegas, and hate Bethesda, but that is what's touted. Now they're both owned by the same company who doesn't care if they just don't pay them and get shut them down. So like they announced this Fallout New Vegas, this game could get canceled before it comes out, and Obsidian is gone.
Pretty much. I mean, this isn't the first round of layoffs that Microsoft has done. Like if we're talking about within the past 5 years, they laid off thousands. So what's it?
I think we were just talking like on the show a couple months back about Xbox laying off a bunch of people. Good night, Victor. Thanks for stopping by. Laying off a bunch of people and closing studios. And I don't even remember now what those studios were, but I remember it was like, yeah, they're closing down this studio that made this game and this studio, and it was like, oh, that's crazy, like they said, they're like with Ninja Theory, we just talked about that, and this was grouped into it. Ninja Theory, who just made a game, I'm pretty sure they just put out the Ninja Gaiden. I'm pretty sure, right, is what they did. That was Platinum.
What was that? Them? I thought that's I know Ninja Theory did the what's that Norse female game.
The Senua.
Is that it?
The Hellblade, yeah. Senua's.
Yeah, Hellblade. That's what I was thinking of.
And Senua was the one that was the story. Senua was just announced. Their newest Hellblade game, Senua, was just announced at the Summer Game Fest, and they turned right around and is attempting to sell the company, if not outright close it down. I was thinking of Platinum Games that made the Ninja Gaiden, which got me confused is that DMC Devil May Cry was made by Ninja Theory.
Yep, they also did the Enslaved and Heavenly Sword. I think Heavenly Sword was their first game.
But yeah, so that was just it was just Xbox is crazy stuff, and like I said, for them to go from like Xbox is back to being like now you're all fired, like without it being like the girl boss new CEO standing up there on the stage being like, yep, that's the idea, you're all fired and we're starting over, and it's like, okay, they're reckless and wild and that's what they're doing, but just to silently like, okay, you're fired. I hope all the developers can land on their feet and they can make new studios. I mean, we saw amazing things come from like the ex-Telltale devs made Dispatch, and Dispatch was my personal game of the year last year.
Oh, and, I know you. I think it's you and 90s. You guys are always talking about it.
No, I mean, I don't know if 90s played. I know. I think
or was
Paints.
It Jesker or Paints?
No, I think it was Paints because Jesker hasn't played it either.
But, yeah. I know it's like you and somebody else. Like you guys were always talking about it, and it's like, oh man, now I kind of want to play it.
It's great. Like it's not long either. I mean, it's a Telltale style game, so you can. You can even turn off if you don't want to do the quick time events and just want to pick your dialogue. You can turn off the quick time events, which is how I played it. So it's basically like you're just watching a movie. But then it has the Dispatch gameplay that's fun and addicting, and it's like cool. And I really hope we get a DLC about that soon.
Oh, okay.
Because it was a sleeper hit, and they were like not expecting it to go as crazy as it did.
Yeah. Yeah, I was. It's understandable how that game was a sleeper hit because they did the Game of Thrones and the Batman game, and those didn't do so well. I know that.
No, I think Batman ended up doing better because of that story was very well received, but never to the heights of Walking Dead. And even then, Walking Dead's the actual Telltale before the closure, that last season 4, did not do good. That New Frontier season, that did not do good. And and what really hurt them, of course, was the collecting of IPs and being like, let's do all these games and all these universes, and and it was just ran themselves into the ground. Did not have the means to do it. I mean, you have Walking Dead, you have Wolf Among Us, you had Minecraft, you had Guardians of the Galaxy, you had Batman, you had Game of Thrones, you had Borderlands. So that's 7 already, and I'm pretty sure that's all of them that they had.
Well, wait, weren't they the same people that did Sam and Max and?
Yeah, but that was before all that.
Oh, because those were hits. Those were actually
those were hits. But I mean, like all those games came out. Those 7 IP games came out within like a year apart, if not multiple in the same year.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
You know, so it's like they were like, there's reports they were just stretching themselves thin. And then Telltale got closed down and then was bought and restructured ever to the Telltale we know now, which has been 2 games within the span of 5 to 7 years. Like the final season of Walking Dead and then the Wolf Among Us season 2. That's not even out yet.
Oh, but, right.
You know, so it's like they just really were like, all right, let's just space it out and make sure the game, because those Telltale games are done. They're in the can. Like I played Telltale Batman, and there's fucking visual bugs. I'm like, what the hell? By the time I play this game's years old, and there's a scene where Gordon's smoking, and the smoke textures aren't loading, and it's just a bunch of white squares, like cutting through the scene. And I'm like, what is that? And I'm pretty sure I looked it up, and that bug was just there in the video on YouTube too. So I'm like, this game's not getting patched. How did you not find this bug? Like,
it's in the story. You should clearly be able to see it. Yeah. What happened to QA testing? Where's all that going to? You know?
Yeah. So it was like, did no one play test this game? And so that. Guardians only got like 1 season, I'm pretty sure, and then they were done with that one. Wolf Among Us is great. Like it's Walking Dead season 1 and season 2 and Wolf Among Us season 1. They're all great, and then then they started working too hard and not no resources. I mean, Batman's good too. I do like Batman on its story, because I like Batman. And I like, especially that game was doing different stuff with Batman. So it's like, oh, it's good. It's worth it.
Yeah.
But Dispatch is just a completely different, like, just great game. And I hope Wolf Among Us season 2 is good too. I'm excited for that one.
Well, so the big thing with Dispatch is like there's a different another barrier to the gameplay, right? From my understanding, it's this God, please correct me if I'm wrong. Is it a real-time strategy in it?
Not in a way that you would think like the real-time strategy would work. Let me pull up the actual, I can commentate the gameplay, because it's hard to explain without the visuals. There is a strategy. I would call it a strategy element. So because how it works is you are dispatching. You are the guy in the like the police station, for lack of a better term, even though it's not that. Right. Who is dispatching these heroes on their missions. And so how it works is that you get a ping on the city, and it'll be like, oh, we got a fire, we got a robbery, and they're set. They're not like procedurally generated, like there's specific ones. And so each one has these requirements. So you'll be like, okay, the hero's got to be able to remove the giant monster from the beach, load it onto the truck, and you don't want to scare anyone, so it's got to, people, or a lot of people are watching you, so give someone who's popular and stuff like that. And so that basically, you don't know, basically how it works is you have this little pentagon of skill points, and each hero has their own like strength. So like the one guy is he's really strong, so he's got more strength, but he's dumb, so his intelligence is low. So you
Yeah.
basically have to look at the mission and be like, okay, what is required, like based on what I'm seeing here? Because this blue is what the hero can do, and you have to guess. So it's like, okay, we're talking about removing the giant monster, so I need strength. Load it, strength, got it. Large media, okay, so I probably need charisma, which is this one. So it's like, okay, I got my strength guy, I got my speed character here, I got the charisma one here. And so you gotta like, okay, if I use the charisma one here, I also have this mission over here where I need I got this mission over here where I need the charisma guy. So if I send the charisma guy, I'm not gonna have him over here when I need it for this mission, so you gotta plan it out. And because basically once you send them on the mission, they have an automated like path to get there. And then so once they're on, then you have to they have the automated path to get there, and you got to wait. Then they have to walk back from the base to there, and so that takes time to get back. And so so that's basically more or less the thing. And you learn every character, and they all have great personalities and great voice acting for everyone. And then so that's your gameplay loop. And they throw some curveballs at you where there's a bunch you have to do, or the team's not cooperating, or certain heroes are like, I'm not going to do a single thing you say because you pissed me off in your dialogue choice earlier. And you didn't pick the one I wanted to hear. But if you picked the one they wanted to hear, well, this other guy got pissed off and they're not going to listen to you today. Right.
So based off of dialogue choices, you're looking at heroes that just are going to be eliminated from the roster for that particular mission.
That particular mission, exactly. Like there's some that are like they're there for a part of it, but then it's like I'm too depressed or I'm gonna go get drunk, and they leave the group, and so like that. So that happens, it's like I'm gonna leave the group, and I'm not here for the rest of this mission, so do it without me. And they also get upgrades each time they complete a mission. They get like XP, and then they can unlock set skills like we just saw the Clayface looking guy duplicated himself, which is a very powerful mission. So there we just saw is how it works then. So when you send the right people for the job, you still have a chance to fail the mission. What that means is that this little white grid pops up, which is what the mission, or the yellow grid pops up, which is what the mission actually required based off the hints here.
Right.
And so then the white grid is the stats that the hero you sent had. So what happens is this little black dot shows up and it bounces inside of the usable space. And if it lands inside the yellow, then you complete the mission. If it goes outside of the parameters, then you fail the mission, which gets the hero injured. And then if the hero's injured, if they get injured twice, then they're knocked out for the rest of the mission.
Okay.
So there's a lot of strategy to it.
Okay, so there's even consequences within the mission that can eliminate the hero for the next particular mission.
It's not for the next mission, but it's for the rest of that mission.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so it's like if which you don't know what's coming next, you might need them. And you're like, I'm down a guy. And then also when the mission's over, you get like a review. So if you get like a performance review for how well you did. And if it's really high, you move up and you unlock special things that you can you can put a band-aid and heal a guy. You can have you can down or revive Phoenix down, right? You can revive the dead guy before the mission completes and so forth,
Right.
So so that's more or less
sounds cool.
Your gameplay, and then it'll be interrupted with a little bit of Telltale style story stuff. But you're all like it's not where you're like, I'm so invested in the story that I'm mad I'm playing the gameplay. It's never that. It's all part of the package, and you're just into it, and you're like, this is just an interesting story and with great characters and great writing, and you're like, I'm into it. And then the gameplay outside of it with the little dispatching doesn't actually affect the story in a way, except for one, which is kind of a spoiler, but it's your dialogue choices also affected, I think, greater. But But otherwise, like, yeah, like, so you could just watch a really good superhero movie and in the middle play a game where you send them all on missions and they will talk about what happened in the movie episode, a few minutes earlier, So
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I'm looking it up on Steam right now.
Yeah.
It's part of the Steam summer sale. Looks like I already own Expedition 33, so I can get the game for $21.
Yeah, I think they did do something where they had some deal or something with that, but yeah.
Yeah. That's
definitely worth it, I'd say, for 21. But the big thing is I suppose is the replay. So I've played through it, I think 4 times now.
Mm-hmm.
Once you know what you're doing, it doesn't take that long. And to get the platinum, you had to do, I think, like 3 different endings. But yeah, so it's like I played it a lot. I love it. Story's great. Yeah, you could also, to make the argument that you could just watch one of these full gameplay videos and get the same experience, because at the end of the day, you're just watching a movie, unless you really want to do all the QTEs and all the stuff, or really want to say the right thing in the moment,
Well,
So,
yeah, I mean, isn't that the whole point? The whole point of the game is like,
could be the whole point.
yeah, like if I wanted to watch a movie, I'll go and watch a movie. But this is a game, so I think I would just play the game.
Yeah, and like, for example, is like this one where this flame guy's like pissing you off, and so you have the choice to throw water on him or pure alcohol, and each one, each one gives a different result that actually lasts for the whole game.
Yeah.
And this is the very first mission, the first one you can do, and you can do romance options. You can romance 2 characters or not romance them at all. And there's even also a third gameplay element that I forgot to talk about, which is the hacking mini game that appears in some of them, which is right here, where you have to like move this little ball along a grid and solve puzzles and do stuff. And so yeah, there's 3 different gameplay styles in the game.
See, that's pretty neat. So then my next question to this is, what are the chances of them? Because like when I played The Walking Dead, it was strictly like, okay, you're choosing dialogue options, right? That's pretty much the gist of it. Now they added, like, looking at this game, they added all kinds of, like, just a couple of other gameplay features, which is choosing heroes to go on missions and this puzzle thing, right? What are the chances of them adding more gameplay stuff to The Wolf Among Us or the next Walking Dead game?
Well, so if you think about that, you left out a crucial part of The Walking Dead and Wolf Among Us, the Telltale formula,
which is
the point and click adventure.
Oh,
remember,
right.
They have point and click adventure.
Yeah, that's right.
Very, very bare bones, but it is there. This basically removes the point and click adventure and adds in the dispatch mechanic, and so you don't get to walk around as the guy, which would actually be pretty cool, and that would be cool for season 2, but maybe that's too Telltale, like they're not Telltale. These are just ex Telltale devs teaming up with the Critical Role writers and making a solid video game with a good story. And
okay.
Yeah, so no point and click adventure, but I want you to answer the question. I mean, I think Telltale, just the actual Telltale devs making Wolf Among Us 2, will just need to refine the point and click style, and and I think they've already did that with the final season, and I think that's what they're known for, and that's what they're going to stick with. So,
okay. Well, I mean, can't wait to see what they do next with The Walking Dead. I actually enjoyed. I didn't play the entirety of the first season. I kind of I didn't drop off because it was bad. I dropped off because there was a more interesting game that came out at the time. But during that time that I was playing it, I actually really enjoyed the story. So I'm
I
Yeah.
I like the first season. And the second one's good too. And I think like at 1, 2, and 3, and I didn't play the final. Well, technically I haven't. Well, did I play? I think I played the first one. I don't think I played. I didn't
Is
play
that
2.
is it Michonne? The Michonne one?
Well, there's that.
No.
That was the spin-off. Yeah, they did that one.
Oh, okay.
It's not really a spin-off, but it's like so. I keep saying like season 1 because they are seasons, even though it's like because they're episodes. Yeah, so I played season 1 with Lee. I didn't play the Clementine led ones and then New Frontier and all that, but I've watched people play them, and everything.
Yeah,
Because it was the 2010s. That's that's what you did. That's what I did. I watched other people play games. But anyway, so then they did the Michonne one, but that one I never hear anything remarkable out of. They did I think it's called like 100 Days or something like that, which was actually the prequel to season 3, which is unneeded because all it did was just introduce people that are background characters in season 3. It was like, okay, this is just pointless. And then season 4, which was New Frontier, and which was like you don't even get to play as Lee, you don't get to play as Clem. You don't get to play as Lee, obviously, but you don't get to play as Clem. Plays this new guy, Javier, and it's filled with a bunch of characters you don't care about. And it's like, hey, it's cool, but I don't care. And then final season, okay, now I get to play as Clem again, and
Adult Clem, right?
Adult
I think
Clem,
that was it. Yeah. Yep. That's Telltale for you.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I never played the Game of Thrones one either. The only one like I said, I played Walking Dead 1 and I played Batman. I haven't played Guardians, which is weird. Like I feel like I should, but I also don't care to because it's one season, and the most I'd probably pay for that is $5, like if that.
Well, then you have to wonder, like, okay, is it worth it? Like, if it's just one season, like, are you going to get any story out of it?
Yeah, like I'd rather just play the Guardians game from Eidos Montreal again.
Yeah,
like that one's great, but even that I kind of struggle to go back to. I don't know why.
Man, I know why I struggled to go back to it. I played that game for a good like 8 to 10 hours, and I'm like, man, this constant back and forth with the dialogue, like, is it really necessary? Like, do we have to constantly hear it? Like, I get the idea. You got a team of 4 people, you need to know that they're there, like they're doing something.
And you need the MCU banter.
but I mean, I think that's what kind of did it for me, right? Was the MCU banter. I think that's what kind of turned me away. It's like, okay, I'm not going to finish the story because I can't hear the same thing over and over again between Rocket and Groot. I can't do that again. Like it's funny for the first like 4 or 5 hours. But as time goes on, it's like, oh my God.
Yeah. The biggest thing that holds me back is that like that opening. And it's just because I think I played it so often. But I really want to get the platinum on it. But to get the platinum, you have to like basically follow a guide to get every collectible because there's no mission select. And if you do go mission select, the collectibles don't save. It's like, what's the point? It's like, that's like video game 101 by this point. Like it's not the 80s anymore. We're not going to restart from beginning every damn time.
That's true.
So it's just like, that's frustrating, but no, I mean, I do like the overall story. Like when that story was done, I'm like, man, this was a good ass fucking Marvel game. And it was a good Guardian story that blended the movies with the actual comic books and went to some obscure places. I'm like, that's cool. And, Midnight Suns was the same way. And I know you've played that. You started playing that after you were on the last time. So we haven't fully been able to talk about it.
Yeah, I got turned away by Midnight Suns too, and that was also because of dialogue. Like it was very it seemed very boring to me. But the gameplay was great.
Yeah. Yeah,
You know?
gameplay's great. I
Yeah.
liked the dating sim aspect, quote unquote, dating sim aspect of the game.
Yeah.
But having to do, I ended up doing that with every character and every DLC character. It added up, and there were some that I'm like, I'm gonna be honest, I'm skipping. Like I care about Wolverine. I don't care at the time. I didn't care about Magic. I care about it more now because of Rivals. But like Nico, that was my first interaction with Nico. I didn't know who she was. Besides, I knew she was in Runaways, but I knew nothing about her. So I'm like, yeah, the character looks hot. That's all. That's the only reason I'm paying attention. Like, I'll be honest. But yeah, so it was like there. But that was like, yeah, I'll talk to Doctor Strange. I'll talk to Captain America. That's cool. But it also gets to the point of like, yeah, I'm going to tell you my origin because you don't know me, but the audience, like, I know him, so it's like I don't want to hear his origin. I know his origin, you know. Like,
everybody knows his origin. Everybody that picked up, I'm telling you, everybody that picked up Midnight Suns know their origins. You know, they don't have to go over them.
Yeah, like with the obscure ones, like like Robbie and Nico and Magic. Yeah, okay, cool. I want to learn something.
Yeah,
but with a lot of the others, like, okay, I know Iron Man's origin. I know all that. But
I liked Robbie. I liked Robbie. Like the interaction between Robbie, Iron Man, and Tony Stark and Peter Parker. Like when they're in that cave, just working on equipment and stuff like that. I enjoyed that part. But it's when, because like that at least has a bit of character development and you get an understanding of like where they come from. But when you get to the part where I don't know if it was Nico or it was that Asian magic girl.
Nico,
Is that Nico? Okay. When she's like, "Oh, I want to throw a birthday party for Magic." Like, I don't care about that.
I don't know Magic. Like, you know, like I do now, like I said, but I didn't know at the time because I had watched the X-Men animated series, but that she was the Ileana that Colossus was always groaning about in his episode. There's basically like his episode where he has to save her from like she's like a little kid at that point, but he has to save her. But the voice actor yells Ileana like in a very specific way, like the same exact way every single time he says it. So it was like just funny. It was like it sticks in your brain. Is like the classic like meme. But yeah, so it was like I didn't know that was her. I didn't know a whole lot about her, but so I want to play it again, but I don't have the time that I did when I played it the first time. And it's just like I fear that it's gonna be the same thing of like, man, that opening slog of starting out. But I mean, that card gameplay was great, and it made me want to play. So then I played Capes, which was another strategy superhero game that was free on the PlayStation Store. And that was kind of bad. It was very underwhelming. Gameplay was all right because it was XCOM style strategy stuff. But story was very, very lame. Very, very lame. Cutscenes were awful. Just not in it's garbage. Like not in this is a bad game. It's just underwhelming. It was just like, yeah, okay. It's not a Marvel or DC thing. It was like a brand new thing. But it was technically a spiritual successor to a game, Freedom Force. That
I remember Freedom Force.
Freedom Force. And so it was the same, one of the developers on Freedom Force made Capes. And Freedom Force had a strategy superhero element to it. And so I was like, oh yeah, like I'd like this kind of more Freedom Force. I was able to so I played Freedom Force when I was a kid, but I didn't fully understand how to play it. So I finally got it a few years ago on Steam for I think $5 for 1 and 2. So it was like, worth it. Even though the Steam copy's broken, don't buy the Steam copy, buy the GOG copy. If you buy the Steam copy, look for the forum of Freedom Force 1. If you buy the Steam copy, look through the forums. They have a file from the GOG copy. You download that and you put it into the game files. Because for whatever reason, the Steam copy just does not boot, I think was the problem.
It's most likely on newer systems. It just doesn't boot because I bought Freedom Force Freedom Force and Freedom Force versus the Third Reich when Steam first started doing sales. And I know the second one booted up fine. I never bothered to touch the first one, so I don't.
Yeah. So it's missing a file that lets it run, but if you get the GOG version, it runs. But like I said, someone just took that file and posted it, and if you download it and put it in the files, it works perfectly fine.
Oh,
that's how I played it. So it is out there where everyone will just go, "Why is it not fucking working?" Like, and it's like, no, this is why. So it boots up, but there's no like commands. Like you click around, the guys don't move, and I think it's like your very first mission, Minuteman. You tell him to go anywhere, and he will walk to the hard left corner and walk off the map. And you're like, what?
Well.
And it's like, and then you get the file, you get the GOG version. It's like, yeah, it works perfectly fine. You're like, that is weird, and that they just haven't fixed it. But
oh Jesus.
But no, and then fun fact with Freedom Force. So that Freedom Force is the reason why my art style is like old school Jack Kirby, because I used to watch those cutscenes like crazy. Of all the origins. But the files of Freedom Force contain the font Zap Raygun V2, which I would just stole right from the files of Freedom Force. And that's the file. That's the font that they use for literally everything. The text, all the menus, the dialogue, everything is all that font. And that is the same exact font, Vabent, that is on every thumbnail that I make. If you look at the channel, all that old school comic book font, that's the font from Freedom Force, directly from the game files.
I'm going to now. I'm going to look this up.
And that is also the font that will also appear in my comic book as well.
Oh, okay. I see the resemblance then.
Yeah.
Jesus. Okay, that's actually pretty cool. That's cool.
Yeah. So it was like, and like I said, Freedom Force was always there, right? Like it was. So.
All right.
Yeah.
God, now I kind of want to play Freedom Force to try to actually beat that second game.
It's good. And Freedom Force versus the Third Reich is cool because one of the things that it does is that they have that like multiplayer mode that you can't really play anymore, but it basically is like a sandbox mode that lets you just put in any characters that you want and play as any character that you want. And so you could be like a goon and fight against 100 like time masters who's like the Galactus level threat. You could just do that if you want. You could die right away, but you can still do it. But what they do in Freedom Force 2 is they add every single map and character that was in that like sandbox mode into the second game, so that you could play with the characters from the first game in the maps from the first game in the second game with the maps and the characters from that game. And so it's like a fun, like, oh, it's like one of those things that like video games used to do that I feel like they just don't do anymore. It's like, yeah, here's everything from the first game in the sequel because we don't care, like you go.
Yeah.
But no, and the story's good, and I love the fun little characters and everything, and it's one of those things that I wonder if some if the comics take off, could I buy the rights to Freedom Force and relaunch it, because they also had comics too. They had Freedom Force comics. They made 5 of them before the second one came out, and all it is just a retelling of the story of the first game. But one of the art, you wouldn't. Well, so the Ed Piskor, right? He was the comic YouTuber that Minecrafted himself.
Yeah, I heard about that. That was
his co-host. His co-host on Cartoonist Kayfabe. He was the artist of those Freedom Force comics.
Really?
Yeah, he's either was his co-host or one of like the regular guests from what I remember from when I was watching it. But yeah, I think it's Jim Rugg, I think I know he's the other guy on Cartoons Cafe, but I don't know if he was the guy that did the Freedom Force comics. But yeah, he was the artist, and because he's doing like a Jack Kirby style, and that was what that guy did. So yeah. So yeah, they have those comics and those are pretty cool. But yeah, so it's like you want to buy the rights to Freedom Force. Do you know who owns Freedom Force, event?
I looked it up because I wanted to see how much it is on Good Old Games, but it says Irrational and 2K.
Yeah, so Irrational made it, and then 2K bought Irrational. So you gotta go through 2K to get the right to that. Good fucking luck. It'd be different if it was like, yeah, like some guy somewhere in California, he still owns the rights, you know. But you got to go through 2K, like they ain't
Just
gonna
to
give
get
you
that?
shit.
Oh
They ain't
man,
give
you're
you
gonna be paying. They're not gonna sell that. They're gonna sit
No.
on it until the right time. And funny
Yeah,
enough, 2K is the same publisher that did Midnight Suns. Oh
yeah.
man.
That's the thing. And I remember when I found that out. I'm like, Midnight Suns, you got to do Freedom Force DLC. Come on, the world wants it.
Yeah.
That's what the world needs right now is Freedom Force and Midnight Suns combined.
Oh man.
I think that was actually on a mental list of mine to do like Freedom Force meets the Midnight Suns fan art. That was back when my art was really shit, so that would have been bad. But that is now I would just do it with AI and just be like, look, it's cool, right? But that would be a like, because I was all into it back then. I was like, man, Freedom Force 3, what would it be like? You know, because it ends on a cliffhanger. The second game ends on a cliffhanger, and it's like good fucking luck. That's never getting followed up on. Game's like 25 years old. You know, like,
I know they never thought about doing another one. They're sitting on that property. I don't think
ready.
they're ever going to bring it back. Yeah. Oh man.
I mean, like even be funny just to have like the costumes in like one of like the WE 2K games or something, right? And it'd be like, what's this here for? It's like, well, because there's this old 2K game called Freedom Force, and that's what this is a reference to.
Oh man, if only enough people got that. Would just like if you saw it in a WWE game and like people like, oh yeah, that's Freedom Force, like, yeah. Just thinking about it.
I mean, you do get that sometimes. You get some game developer like, yeah, we threw in a reference to this old franchise. You know, it's like, oh, cool. I do know that Freedom Force is one of those things that is like a lot of people knew about it. Like, and the only reason I knew about it is because my mom saw it at like our local, like, I don't know if it was a pharmacy or something, right? It was some small little corner store. And thought that it was a Marvel thing because my mom didn't know Captain America, and like she knew about him, but this was before, keep in mind, this was before the movie Captain America came out. So this was like 2004. So you had X-Men and Spider-Man, and that was it. And so everything else was what you saw when we were playing Ultimate Alliance, I believe is how she would have known it. But only in passing. She wasn't a household name yet. Captain America wasn't a household name yet. And so, so she saw that and was like, oh, this is a Marvel thing, and then bought it. And we were like, no, this isn't a Marvel thing, but this is interesting. And man, I remember we had because I was obviously surprised into pirates as a kid. I had a pirate hat, which is a black tricorn, which is what the cover guy Minuteman wears from the Freedom Force. So I would put on that tricorn and I would pretend to be Minuteman. I was like the only person in the world that has ever been like, yeah, Minuteman. Like I got my Strike for Freedom staff and everything, you know. So good game. I mean, it's fun little comic booky style is great, and the art style is great because it's just Jack Kirby art. It's so good. It looks so great. I want so badly to draw just like it. I always have. It was my exact, like back in 2020 when I wanted to start drawing, and I started writing down my characters and everything. It was the exact thing on my mind. It was like, man, that Freedom Force art style has stuck with me all these years later. And that's why it's like that's all my books and stuff will be in a Silver Age style because of that, you know, and it's crazy.
Well, not many people are doing that, so it's like it's actually a good idea to go there, you know, just hitting on everybody's nostalgia of the Silver Age, right? You know?
Yeah, that's the idea.
It's a good idea. Yeah.
Yeah. And, you know, some people have tried to do like, well, we're going to emulate the style of like storytelling and that it's fun and campy. And it's like, yeah, but the art style, there's a way that they did it. You know, there's a way to do it. And so that's what mine's gonna more or less be like. But and not to mention the storytelling and everything as well. And, you know, I've slowly been building it, and it's it's building momentum and everything, and finally moving from just like, yeah, this will be something cool to do one day, to being like, okay, we're like close. And even then, by this time next year, there's gonna be probably like 2 issues out, basically, like, because there's gonna be the preview issue and then the actual issue 1. Like by this time next year, issue 1 will be out. And if everything goes right. But
so are you going to be doing the whole crowdfunding thing like everybody else, or are you just going to release the comic,
no.
sell it? No.
So no crowdfund for me because I have no audience. Besides all of the beautiful and lovely people who are still watching us right now, don't forget to like and subscribe if you are new and join the lovely audience. But no, crowdfunding to me always felt like, you're a Nate. Like these major Comicsgate guys. These guys are known. Or like, I'm going to do a crowdfund. I got this channel with thousands of subs and a bunch of hungry fans that want to buy product. I don't want to do a crowdfund and get a max of like 5 backers and have it fail.
Right. So you just want to make the comic and then just like print to order?
I'll do print of order because Sleeping said that Amazon does print to order apparently.
Yeah, they do.
So I'm gonna look into that. I don't know if I'll do it on issue 1. What will most likely happen is it'll be all digital. Is more or less the plan. And then after maybe year 2 or 3 is when we're looking at doing physical printings. But we'll see if we get like a bunch of people, and because I have plans to like try to stretch out and sell to on other various social medias and get fresh eyes, right? If we get a bunch of people, then we'll be golden. And so we'll reevaluate. Again, Swan always laughs at me. I say we like it's more than just me, but I love including everyone when I say we, I guess. But
she wants an update.
Comic update. Yeah, she's happy that people are getting it. It's everything's moving. So it'll be digital. If it goes crazy and people are hungry for it, then we might look into physical. And like I said, it'll be probably print to order. I do plan on getting a bunch of copies myself, but I don't know if I'll do like a self-fulfillment on that or just use that for like personal like selling and stuff. So I do have many a plan, but I can't fully talk about it publicly yet. But everyone will find out soon enough. Roygen's here. Hello, Roygen.
What's up, Roygen?
Issue 0 is chugging along, and issue 1 will be right when issue 0 is done getting drawn, which issue 0 could be drawn by tomorrow, but I'm terrible at art and terrible at working. But when issue 0 is done, I'm going to go right into drawing issue 1. And when issue 1 is done, go right into drawing 2. And so there's no stopping. And I have plans on self-writing and self-drawing and everything, like many years of my life, because Lord knows I'm not using it for anything else.
You're using it for the show.
Besides the show counts. The channel and the comics, they're all together in the beautiful like umbrella with everyone who is watching. But I like my free time. I mean, my free time.
Oh, right.
So Roygen asks, what's happening? We just finished going over the PlayStation and Xbox shooting themselves in the foot after having a very highly popular Summer Game Fest and showcases and all that stuff. And now we're just wrapping up and preparing to end the show and talking about the future of my comics and projects therein, which, like I said, very soon this fall, you'll be able to know the name of the book, the name of the company, the name of everything, and you'll be able to have many more social media accounts to follow me and subscribe to, or not follow me and subscribe to, as history has shown. but it is what it is. I already have the trailer done, so that's good. A lot. Obviously, logo's been made, but names decided. Had a bit of a snag with something, which sucks, but we'll deal with it. The Pirate Dudes, yes, the Pirate Dude book will be the one of the stories that will be told. I actually have 4 in total so far in my mind, and so they'll probably, if the pirate goes well, we'll just finish the pirate story up, which will probably be about 8 to 10 issues, and then I'll move on to one of the other ones, or I'll do 2 of them can be backup stories. They don't need to be their own book. They can be like 6 pages backup. But anyway, I mean, that's boring stuff. There'll be a time and place for all of that. But anyway,
I'm just glad you got this all planned out.
Oh yeah,
you got a time frame on release. That's good.
There's plan, there's a time frame, and I hope I actually hit it.
Yeah.
But that's the problem with, like, if I was paying someone to draw this, it'd probably been done by now. But I mean, overall work, I started this back in like 2020, teaching myself how to draw from literally stick figures. Like this profile picture that I have here, I digitally drew this myself, but all this started from literally a sheet full of stick figures. And
that's better than me.
Yeah, and I do plan on doing videos more or less explaining how, like, you can go from drawing stick figures to drawing like this, and it's very simple step in the sense that a stick figure is a person with arms and legs, but what if those arms are actually just shoulders? And so you got to draw the lines of the shoulders, and then from the shoulders you go down to the humerus, and from the humerus to the forearm, and so just keep drawing lines. And then next thing you know, you've made a full-sized guy with all these different joints, and so on and so forth. So yeah, starting it in 2020, and then getting the idea of being like, well, I have this superhero story I've been working on, but I should do something else first so that I could make the mistakes and cut my teeth. So I'm going to do this pirate story. And then the pirate story script turning out really good. And it's like, oh, well, I mean, the pirate story should get full priority. And then, there's a lot of legs that the story has. And so, and then it just becomes like 4 pillars of the whole thing. So maybe one day a 5th story will, I do kind of have like a vague 5th story, but nothing concrete on it yet. But yeah, 4 different stories, and not everyone always asks me, not all one universe, not the Marvel style big, not a DC like all one universe thing. No. Separate universes, separate things, just for the fun of it. Right. That's what I want to be. I want to be fun. That's how I'm going to do it.
Wizard, you are fun. Come on.
No, I'm not going to try to be like, I'm not going to try to fight a culture war with this. I'm not going to try to make it rich. I'm just going to be like, nah. Like, I'm just going to do stuff because it's fun. Like, I can tell you more about stuff after the show, but it's like I just got stuff that it's like I was gonna do it because it's fun.
Yeah. Well, no, I get what you mean. I get it. Like you're not doing this just to make a point or anything. It's just, it's you like comics. You constantly talk about comics, so yeah. Why not write them? Why not draw them? Yeah. I get it.
Where says, "Let me guess, the main character's name is your great grandfather's name." No, actually. I don't know why you'd say that, but no, yeah, nothing.
He's erased it from the story now.
Yeah, hold on,
You gotta work this out.
Or change everything. No, so I do quite enjoy the name because the name came from, surprise, a pun. And so I believe I talked about it on stream before, not on this stream, but on a different stream. But that was so long ago that now that you'll just all have to wait, but not too long. Like I said, early fall time, you'll be able to know what it's all about, and I'll be able to tell you most of everything, not everything, obviously, because there's some, spoilers and stuff that are still being kept, but you'll be able to know all of the characters and what's the first story going to be about. So look forward to that. But anyway, I think that's our show. Thank you for everyone in the chat. Thank you, Roygen. Thank you, Swan, for being here. Thank you, Baki. Thank you, Victor, as well. Thank you, Cynic, for stopping by. Thank you, Liam, for watching. Thank you, Noxie, for being here. Thank you, Bats, for your promotion and your presence as always. Thank you, Zombie Boy, for being here. Who else is? I gotta scroll back through a lot. Yeah, it's the one thing I always talk about with the Streamlabs is that I can't see the profile picture. Thank you, Ken, for being here for the first time from Jim's chat. Thank you, Jim, for being here and for rating us. We had some good numbers for a little bit, and then we scared them all away. With Ben, we scared most of them away, but we scared them away with our nerd talk.
I need to stop doing that.
Yeah.
Big scary white guy. That's usually how it is.
Yeah, I mean, they must have been all women is the way I scared them away. But, Baki, I don't know if I said you yet.
Noxie?
Yes, I got Noxie. Yeah, I believe that is everyone because I'm now at the top of the list. So,
okay.
Yeah. And Mordred here coming in at the very, very last second. He had to get his thank you. Thank you, Mordred, for stopping by. Isom reference. Yes, Swan. I know it's nice. No, now she's gonna get mad at me if I say that. So, thank you, Swan, for telling me. Punword is his name. No, but it would be Punword without the A. It'd be a double pun. It'd be like to be with it was with an O. So it'd be it'd be Punword like wordplay. So. Anyway, thank you for Bent for being here.
It's good to be here. I enjoy talking games.
Yeah, you used to do it once a week.
Yeah, me and 90s are in talks right now about bringing it back. We just got to figure out his
contract negotiations with him, and you had to like
re-signing them because I abruptly just ended everything. So he's like, well, look, we need to change this. We need to do this. Like, okay. Anything to have you come back, 90s, please.
Yeah. I'll be honest, I almost was going to take that name too. That was a good ass name.
Oh, yeah. I didn't copyright it, so you could have had it.
I could have had it.
Yeah.
Because I mean, me and Jesker, we do talk. Jesker started streaming again, so we were able to talk about games. But I, of course, we had our Tuesday night show, Tuesday Night Twinks. That was a rousing success that everyone enjoyed. Then we had our Thursday show a week later. We had the Games and Gooners show. And we were going to do the State of the Goonion, as I called it, which was when we talked about PlayStation and Xbox. But he was unable to do that stream, and so we were able to do it tonight. But yeah, so the no glitches is also still great.
Yeah, it's gonna make a return. It's just a matter of when. I know it's this year. It's just a matter of when. And I'm also thinking about doing a podcast on the side. I'm kind of workshopping names, but one that's floating in my head is called Minor Glitches. Because it's just gonna be me. It's just gonna be me.
Okay.
Yeah.
I suggest you not use that one.
It's a terrible name. I knew it. I fucking knew it. It's a terrible name. God damn it.
So if you need name help, come to me. I'm very good at naming things.
Okay.
See, I told you that Swad's bad. God damn it. No, yeah, you could. I mean, if you're gonna do, I don't know. I have to think about it. It's too late now to be too like clever, but Because if it's just you, it'd be you could. I mean, if we could do like Vabent's game shelf or something, if we would do something like that. But
nah, I need it to be like a variation of the show.
Yeah, so it'd be some glitches.
I was also thinking of major glitches, but I'm like, no, I don't want to copy who is it? The spokesman, the old spokesman for Microsoft between the very first Xbox and Xbox 360. Because that was his name, is Major Glitches.
Head glitch in charge.
Yeah.
The glitch is back. No, that's what you got to do when you announce the show's coming back.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Glitches be crazy. Quit your glitching.
Okay. Aren't you supposed to end this now?
Anyway, yeah, let's end the show. We're dropping gold in public. People will steal it.
I know. Yeah, stop that. I need those ideas.
So anyway, thank you all for being here. Next week, we should have another Marvel and DC show, as we still have yet to talk about Marvel Tokon's newest roster announcement, as well as the newest hero joining Marvel Rivals, and also some Avatar news as well. And looks like more movies and TV talk to go with that. And with DC, we have the new TV show news that they're working on. And so hopefully they can reverse course after the failure of Supergirl. All that and more next week on Wow Wednesday. Thank you all for being here, and we will see you then.